Hello.
Hello, hello. We're just so glad to be here.
Yeah.
We are Racing Cultures, Bridging the Divides, and we're both glad to be here again today. And I'm Dr. Barrington Staples, and you are?
I'm the lovely co-host, Jennifer
Oh,
Staples.
lovely. When did that become a thing?
I've always been lovely.
Oh my goodness, boy, she's feeling her oats. And we are both, I think, feeling pretty good today.
It's Friday.
It's Friday, but yesterday was a great day. It happens to be our
Our wedding
wedding anniversary,
anniversary.
and my goodness, what a great time! My wife spoiled me and made my favorite cake that she hadn't made in a decade.
True.
Very true, a
Yeah.
decade regarding carrot cake.
Yeah.
Okay, we're so glad for you to be here today. Today is a very interesting day. I started processing this actually a few days ago and returning back to it. Um, I've talked a lot about our podcast is Race and Cultures, Bridging the Divides. And we have to remember that race and cultures transcend everything we do. Race and cultures transcend everything we do. That it doesn't have to be um, something specific because culture is everywhere.
Right.
You know, we have cultures in restaurants. We have cultures in um, you know, at football stadiums. Race and culture. A culture is anything that exists where people are together or animals are together. There's a culture in the animal kingdom. So
There's a culture in our home.
a culture in our
Yeah.
home. So don't want to get it twisted. Then race, uh, basically, you can't do anything in America. I hate to say this without talking about race. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Race, I can remember growing up, Jennifer, when something would happen and you would hear people say, were they black or were they,
Mm.
remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Were they white? Or
Mm-hmm.
was that pardon this expression, everybody lumped everybody that was Hispanic as Mexican.
Right.
Or
Right.
were they Mexican? Well, just the other day, I was watching something and a young lady was talking about her culture growing up in Iowa
Mm-hmm.
on a small town, and there was no one there that were uh, colored. There was two people that were black kids, and they had been adopted.
Mm.
And she said those were the only two black people in the whole area.
Wow.
So, race is so interesting, but what's so interesting about it is she was talking through uh, this monologue she was doing. She said, and there were some uh, Mexican people came in, but I didn't speak Mexican.
Oh God.
I said, I don't know
Hmm.
anybody that speaks Mexican either.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have such a confusion about race and culture still.
Right.
So a microcosm is a better word.
Okay.
Athletics are a microcosm of what's happening in the greater society. A microcosm. This microcosm we're going to talk about today happens to be related to the WNBA. And
You don't say.
yes, the title of this podcast, if you haven't noticed, is Caitlyn Clark, A Legacy Under Attack.
Mm.
Caitlyn Clark, A Legacy Under Attack.
So you're going to explain to us what you mean by her legacy is under attack, I hope.
Well, we can definitely look at that. And the way I see it, I can run this, I call montage of things across the screen here. So Caitlin Clark, I don't know why this keeps showing up here, but Caitlin Clark played at University of Iowa. I am an alumni of
Go
Iowa.
Iowa!
Yes, I'm an alumni of Iowa. I'm wearing
Yeah.
my Hawkeye. She went and grabbed her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
was born and raised in Iowa.
yes, and
And I also attended University of Iowa for a
okay.
period of time.
Period of time, and I went to
Hmm.
graduate school at the University of Iowa. Very proud of that institution. But let me give
Yeah.
you a little backdrop here. it's just Caitlyn Clark. She epitomizes what a father or a brother or someone would want in this young lady, a great daughter. You know, we have two daughters, and
She was almost my daughter.
well, you better explain that quickly. That's an inside joke, but you tell your
Well,
part, and I'll tell my part.
my part is the only part that matters.
Okay, go ahead. All right.
No, I met her dad when I was 18
18 years old.
at the Iowa Fair, and um, yeah, we just hung out. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and we kept in contact with each other through mail. But it was for a short period, and then we lost contact with one another.
And
So,
and that's that Midwest, Iowa, Illinois
mhm.
atmosphere of just meeting people and developing friendships and kinships, and that happens all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And and on my part, I know that Caitlin's excuse me, Caitlin's character has been instilled in her from people that I know personally. I'll
Mhm.
just say it like this. I worked at an institution where Lisa Bluter came from, and also I knew Jan and Jan, Jenny Fitzgerald, when she was there and they were players, and Jan Jensen could just ball out, and
Mhm.
so could Jenny. They were both amazing players. Then they became coaches with Lisa Bluter,
Yeah.
and all three of those young ladies have, yes, Lisa, young ladies are just wonderful people. I can't say enough. Lisa was always so welcoming and could strike up a conversation, and Jan and Jenny, they were both just wonderful. So I know that old Iowa team received from them incredible guidance and learning how to respect people, because
Mhm.
that's exactly the way those coaches have always been, respecting other people, and their teams play like that. Sorry, this thing is clicking here. Okay, I'll stop it somewhere or another. Anyway, so I know that Caitlin picked up those characteristics from her coaches. She had a lifelong dream of playing in the WNBA.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for some reason, I'll just allude to this. The WNBA is comprised of predominantly Black females, and I don't use the word African American. And that will be another podcast, because um, most people that are Black in this country are not um, from Africa per se,
Right.
or people that come from Africa and move here. They actually um, don't call themselves African American either.
Mm-mm.
They call themselves whatever area they're Kenyan, they're Sudanese, or whatever the case might
Mhm.
be. So I don't use the term African American. And if that offends anyone, well, I apologize, but I don't really feel that it fits me. You know, I grew up being called black, uh, and I'll always be black, even though I'm not really black. I'm another color.
You're nicely tanned.
You're so kind.
Uh,
So, what is about Caitlin Clark that has happened last year, and even going into this year? I've never seen a basketball player experience so much problems. The big talk always
mhm.
when, and Dinah Taurasi even said, "Oh, you know, she's gonna be facing grown women, and the physicality, you know."
Yeah, she basically said she's going to get her butt handed to her.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
and the thing about it is, I've been an athlete all my life. Uh, I still feel like I'm an athlete. I played football, ran track, played some basketball. I'm a martial artist, and the thing that's really stands out with me when I think about the martial arts is Taekwondo, that we both trained in.
Mhm.
I'm a grandmaster in Taekwondo, and there's some spiritual things that I'll kind of allude to this too. But the the tenets of Taekwondo: courtesy,
Integrity,
perseverance,
self control,
and
indomitable spirit.
indomitable spirit. But let's look at the self-control part.
Mm-hmm.
The self-control, when you're playing basketball, you're supposed to have some courtesy and some
Yeah.
self-control.
Right.
Not doing what Caitlyn, she's been, as we say, bum rushed by 3 and 4 people at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Guarding her 94 feet up and down the floor, tripping her, doing all kinds of things. Her legacy started at the University of Iowa and
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
She had a following. She still has a
Mm-hmm.
following that has surpassed anybody you've ever seen. The closest would be someone like Michael Jordan. But she brought to the WNBA, she put them on notice that this is a league because I love this game. You know, Maya Moore
Mm-hmm.
was her idol, idolizing her. She grew up. So I just think that we need to understand that we have a young lady that has been doing incredible things, but awful things have happened to her. So I
Mm-hmm.
just want to show a couple of where I think it all started from. Where did it all start? You might have heard about this, the foul that we heard around the world. I'm going to just add this to our viewing here. So right here, you see.
Wow.
Let me bring that, push that back a little bit. They're going to show it back again. But this is where it started. Interesting enough, there's Marina Mabry, when she played for the Chicago Sky,
Like she just
just
pushed her.
she was waiting to
Yeah.
receive the inbound pass from Malia Boston.
But isn't that just playing basketball?
They used to call basketball a non-contact
Mm.
sport.
Yeah.
It's
Well.
like a lot of contact happened there, but that's when people first noticed. But there were other incidents before then, but
Mm-hmm.
that's the one that people really, got up in arms about. So there we have Caitlyn Carter, and in that same game, um, and I don't think that they are rivals because she doesn't have the same skills that
Right.
Caitlyn has. That was Angel Reese.
Right.
Jumped up and was cheering on the bench and saying, "Yay,
Yeah.
what a goal, Kennedy! You knocked her down illegally." But there's things that happen in the WNBA that are surrounded by what they call referees.
If the referees do their job, that would be a miracle, wouldn't it?
They don't call the calls.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
It happens all the
I
time.
could ref better than they could.
Well,
And I don't even know the game, all the rules.
our
But I know a foul when I see one.
our small great grandchildren, they're not even 4 years old. They could do a better job. But what I always thought was interesting about referees, they wear black and white stripes, right? Shirts, right?
Yeah.
I remember back in the day watching movies. They were black and white movies, and there were always these guys in some of the movies working on what was called a chain gang. They wore black and white outfits too. They were felons.
Yeah. Stripes were going the
Criminals.
opposite way, though.
But still,
Horizontal.
the concept was the same.
Yeah.
So I think what these referees have been doing against Caitlyn Clark is felonious. They have not been calling calls. They're criminals to me. I thought I'd share that with you. That's what I think they are.
Yeah.
So we talk about culture and race. And I mentioned earlier that 74% approximately of the WNBA are Black women, sisters, as they call them. But white girls are sisters too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just me. So some people want to say this is racism, that is racial. These Black women are doing this, but it's not just the Black women are doing it.
Yeah.
And I talked in another podcast about racism, and racism is when you feel that you are given a divine mission to be superior above another person or group of people that God has given you. Now, I don't think a lot of these women, these sisters, Black and white, are saying that God is telling them to do this to Caitlyn. But I think there's two
No, they're jealous. That's
jealousy.
all it is.
You took the word right out of my mouth. But I want to just emphasize some people
Mm-hmm.
do have prejudices.
Yeah.
There's a big difference in prejudice.
Yeah.
Prejudice is if you have an difference between prejudice and racism. And I say again, prejudice is based upon a psycho-emotional attitude and feelings you have about a group of people or person that you don't even have information about.
Mm-hmm.
So if some of these women have these prejudices and jealousies toward Caitlyn, wouldn't it be nice if even in the middle of the game, someone said to Caitlyn, "Hey, what are you doing after the game? Let's go have a pizza or something." That may help, stem the tide a little bit.
Right. Right.
Get to know who Caitlyn Clark is. I've got to know her from a distance, and a lot of it's incidental because I know who her coaches are.
Mm-hmm.
So I know she came from good stock, not just the coaches, but her mama and daddy.
Yeah.
So Kennedy Carter kind of pushed it into another level where Caitlyn was being physically assaulted. So, and I mentioned this whole thing about Martina Mabry. I have another clip here. Remember, a lot of people are trying to ascribe racism to this, but I don't buy it. We do have an incredible amount of racism going on in this country. Last episode, we talked about the different issues with alligator Alcatraz.
Mm-hmm.
That's another, we'll continue to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
But let me show you this other clip here. Okay, this is the last game with the Connecticut Sun. Caitlyn, J.C. Sheldon is guarding her, fouling her. No calls were called.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. Marina Mabry goes over and hits her. Just watch this. Just watch this again. Let's look at this. Watch. Okay. Foul, no call. Knocks her she hit her in the eye.
Jeez.
Knocked her to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Marina Mabry comes over, didn't get ejected from the game.
No,
Man,
she did get fouled. Called on that foul though.
No.
Didn't she?
No. So after the game, 2 days later, they did an upgrade.
Oh, they
upgraded.
did.
Maybe it was a week later.
Yeah.
It was about a week later. J.C. Sheldon is a player that Caitlyn had played against when she was at Iowa State. Played against J.C. Sheldon.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a history.
But that was Marina Mabry.
Mabry, both of them guilty.
Yeah.
No, Dejanay Mustard Carrington
Yeah.
fouled her in the eye when she was with the Connecticut Sun.
And what is it with the long fingernails in the WNBA? I mean,
But they got it look good, baby.
come on. They need to make a rule that they have to have their nails short. Period. It's a safety hazard.
Well, that's a good question.
Because it could be used as a weapon, and it has been used.
It has been used as a weapon.
I think it's disgusting that the WNBA hasn't said your fingernails must be short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they do have, besides referees, they have Kathy Engelberg, the commissioner.
Mm-hmm. Whatever.
When is she going to step in and say, y'all have to quit this criminal behavior toward our cash cow?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just to be honest, no one had really heard anything about the WNBA. Now, the only thing, now they call it the W.
Mm-hmm.
And it's similar to from Chicago. We have a big W. It's in blue and on a white flag kind of thing for the Chicago Cubs.
Right.
W,
Yeah.
like Wrigley,
Right.
Wrigley Field. So,
Oh, I thought it stood for winners.
well, that too. Well, wait till next year.
Yeah. Right. And the next year. And how about those Bears? Ooh, looks good kill.
I tell you what, I'm glad I'm a Hawkeye. Of course, I don't know, they haven't been at the top of the ladder, but the most important thing I just want to just kind of add to this is that it's not just Black women picking on white players. Okay, so I have
It's
another.
also white women picking on white women players.
Yeah, but it just seems that Caitlyn happens to be a white.
But then we could talk about another culture, and that's the culture of probably the majority of the women in the
Okay.
WNBA.
Okay, so we have a lot of women in WNBA. I think you're saying LGBTQI
Yep.
plus that are playing, and so that could be some jealousy there. But I don't want to make that a big deal. But some women may not take. But Caitlyn, and I'll show another clip. Show she's not LGBTQIA plus, but she definitely loves people, and that's another thing to think about here.
hmm
That Caitlyn, and I'll just be straight up, she's a Christian, and she not that all. Well, that's another story. A lot of the term Christian has been told misconstrued these days and used for another platform that I'll get into at some time, creating another different kind of culture for
Right.
what Christianity really is. And we know the difference in what real things that Jesus stood for, and that is to love thy neighbor as you love thyself, love God with all your heart, mind, strength. We both are pastors, so
hmm
sometimes our cultures do come together.
Yeah.
You know, every day we get up. Um, for years, we pray every morning with one another,
Yeah.
every day, and we keep God in our lives. But today, I just want to talk about it's the race and the culture that has been
hmm
developed around Caitlyn. So here we go, right here.
Ralph was
Check this
looking
out.
right at, just didn't care at all. It
Watch
was open
this.
season on the Fever tonight. This foul wasn't even looked at to be a flagrant. But this one
Now
right
that's
here
Aaliyah
wasn't called
Boston.
and the ref was looking right at.
Man,
It's ironic.
she elbowed her.
I've lived a very, very good life. Is that I know her uncle, Aaliyah's uncle. He
hmm
and we've done a lot of things together.
It was
Let's
open
look at this
season on the
again.
Fever tonight.
Now
This
she
foul
just
wasn't
mugged
even
her.
looked at to be a flagrant. But this one right here wasn't called any.
Now look, now that's
The ref was looking
Sophie
right at.
Cunningham. Look what happened to her.
She just elbowed her in the
Elbowed her.
face.
No fouls
This
called.
foul wasn't even looked at to be a flagrant. But this one right here wasn't called anything.
Look, the
was
ref
looking
is
Boom.
right there. The ref is right there. Look, so Sophie Cunningham got totally.
I think those refs are daydreaming.
I don't know.
I mean,
They're doing
oh
something
my
that,
goodness.
that's not right.
Yeah.
So regardless of who it is. So I think that one of the things that we have to understand, I'm trying to get back up here. Okay, right over here. I'm sorry. We have to understand that sometimes things happen and it can be totally misconstrued. Oftentimes it is.
hmm
So
Well, here's the thing. I think women as well as men in basketball will attempt to do whatever they can to win and try to get by with stuff. And I also feel like maybe not in those circumstances that you just showed, but in other circumstances, there's a little bit of acting that's going on.
yeah,
It's not as bad as it may look or appear.
well,
And we're not on the floor watching, so maybe it's not as bad. Maybe the refs are seeing something different than what we are, but
well, the thing that really bothers me, I'm going to show a montage of Caitlyn here in a few minutes. What really bothers me is like what happened to Sophie Cunningham.
mhm,
Uh, the ref tried to say, well, she flopped. You
yeah,
get hit upside your neck like that, the hard as she
you're
did,
gonna flop.
you're gonna fall down.
Yeah.
She got knocked down,
hmm
and this happens. So I just want to run this here other clip back real quick. So this here is clip that I just want to show. Oh no, that's the wrong clip. But this is the one I want to use. So you see here, after that game that Caitlyn was in, she had a groin injury. And there's another segment from that game where JC Sheldon kneed Caitlyn in her groin area, right
hmm
in her side,
Yeah.
which could have created some aggravation there.
Yeah.
I just call it straight up. JC Sheldon
I
is a
think there's some dirty
dirty
playing.
player, and that's
Definitely.
another area to look at. So I just want to kind of look at this whole uh, thing here with Caitlyn. felt, this is what she said, no, just felt a little something in her groin. This is what Stephanie White said to coach. Will she get evaluated? So it's definitely determined that Caitlyn is out of the All-Star weekend that's happening, starts tonight. So here we have other, this is the part that bothers me the most. This look of Caitlyn, we've never seen before.
Yeah.
She, in the last 7 games that she's played, she's had some problems with her shooting.
Yeah.
Now, if you are a basketball player, any kind of athlete, you know your legs are very important in what you're doing. She has had, I think she's been injured all year.
Yeah. I see that face, and it's not just a look of physical distress. It's also emotional.
Yes,
Yeah.
very emotional. And I think she's been carrying, but to be 23 years old, she's carried herself so well.
She has, but everybody has a breaking point.
Yes.
And, she's going to do all she can to continue with her legacy despite what's going on.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. She's not our kid. So if she were, I'd be telling her what I think she should do.
Kind of indirectly she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's tough though.
Yes. Here's some other clips here. This is when she was on her game. She's already been injured the game before, and that's when she had the injury that Sheldon shot. And that's the referee who ignored her. So this is what Caitlyn, this is what she says. Not much went into it other than, yes, I guess, just go out there and have fun. I think the lineup of people competing is tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
So they were talking to her about her not playing in the game tonight.
Yeah.
And that's what she shared, is that this is what she expects. Just have fun. That's Caitlyn.
Yeah.
That's her overall attitude, is to just go have fun and play the game.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy this young lady. So in spite of all the problems that has happened, people recognized her.
Yeah.
She was a Naismith Award winner, the best college player when she got out of Iowa. She was a Time Magazine Player of the Year. She's won numerous Sports Players of the Year. And just the other day, yesterday, she got awarded the best WNBA Player of the Year, the ESPY Award. A lot of people are jealous of that.
Well, here's the thing. Had and probably ever will have.
You got that right. She's a real interesting. When Michael Jordan first went into the NBA, he had a similar situation. He got injured his second year.
Yeah.
The Detroit Pistons beat him unmercifully. So we are dealing with Caitlyn Clark now. Michael Jordan's legacy was under attack. And they brought in different players that had his back. I will say that when you're playing a game, you need to support every player on your team if you are the other teammate.
Mm-hmm.
We saw what Sophie Cunningham did against J.C. Sheldon right before the game when she got pushed by Mabry in that other Connecticut game. Sophie took her out, so to speak, wrapped around her, threw her out of bounds, and just told her, you don't mess with Caitlyn like that. So
yeah, she might have used some different words.
Yeah, but I don't really advocate violence. And Kenny Rogers made that song. Sometimes you have to fight to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes that comes in the heat of battle.
Yeah.
We're not playing tiddlywinks. I remember in Taekwondo one time, another instructor with competition, and the other person was kind of playing tiddlywinks, and they said, this is not tiddlywinks. You got to compete.
Yeah.
And Caitlyn is a competitor.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm not pushing for violence or nothing like that. But in the heat of battle, things do happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Miss Jennifer, Caitlyn Clark's legacy is under attack.
Yeah. But I have a lot of faith that she's going to pull through this one way or the other. And she's going to be fine.
Yes.
Look at Michael Jordan. He pulled through. He got attacked.
Did he ever?
Yeah.
We're so glad that y'all joined us today. Remember, do your due diligence. Be kind to one another. Be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
And remember that we're here for you to try to bring forth any kind of information we can. If you need to get more information, you can go to our website, Race and Cultures, bridgingthedivides.com. Just like this episode, just like this channel is. Please, as you are watching us,
Please like and subscribe.
Please like and subscribe.
Y'all, we're trying to get to 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, we have a long ways to
We
go.
do. We're just starting out, but
just starting out.
we're on the track for it.
We definitely are.
Yeah.
We're so glad that you joined us today. Please like and subscribe us.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the website. You get to learn more about me. We are a component of Race and Ethics Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
A Race and Cultures Bridging the Divides is. So thank you again. And remember, support the WNBA, support all the players. They've gone through 30 years of needing awareness. Caitlyn Clark brought that awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anyone else says. So thank you very much and have a blessed day. And if you're driving out there, be careful, for the life you save may just be mine.
Peace out.
Peace.